17, I took a can of gasoline and poured it out in between all this pain and suffering.
All right, good morning, guys. It's our second day in here. Joseph's making some breakfast. It's 7:45. I kind of slept in this morning. We pretty much knew we were going to miss the morning hunt. We got a drop down this drainage right behind me, and then that mountain you can see is where we're headed this evening. So at a couple thousand feet of elevation to drop, back in the swim trunks, cross the river, go up the other side again. There's 4 bears over there though that we saw last night, so we're gonna drop down and get over there. There's one nice ridge that goes up to like a great spot to set up the tent, and we could possibly shoot from it even. So that's the plan. Just have some breakfast, get everything loaded up, make our way down off this mountain. Hopefully we don't die. There's a couple really nasty rock faces we went up yesterday, really skinny, but anyway, get down there, fill up on water, and hopefully we can relocate those bears tonight. All right, guys, we made it down to the river almost. Another, 100 feet or so to drop. Got the raft down here and a couple extra bags of food that we didn't need to bring up top with us. And take a little break down here, have some food, drink a lot of water, get down into our shorts, and make a couple trips across the river with all of our gear again. And we got about a, 1,600 foot pole to get back on the bench we want to be on tonight. So it's pretty much 11 o'clock, so we got plenty of time still, but we got our work cut out for us. I'm glad that getting down part's over with though. That rock cliff stuff wasn't fun. So anyway, I'm gonna get down here, get some grub, and get back across the river.
Maxing out the weight on this thing, but we got across and we're only a little wet. That's what the swimming trunks are for. Yeah. I don't need waders when it's this warm. No.
Well, we made it across the river. Took a little bit of time loading everything back up, changing back into our clothes, found in some water. It's the cloud cover burned off. It's really hot out now, but we got about 1,500 feet to climb, maybe a little more than that to get to our camp spot tonight. We're gonna get up about halfway, drop our packs at the ridge. We're gonna go up. There's a drainage coming down, a further down river. We're gonna fill up all of our water and then head up so we don't gotta come back down for water. Yep, off we go, man. A couple hours of hiking and we'll be blasting for bears. Alright guys, it's like 5:30 now. We made it up the ridge. Obviously we got camp set up behind me. Beds are made. We got all of our water here, tucked in the shade with some extra gear. Now we gotta go another, just 200 more feet behind us. We're gonna set up there and glass till it's dark. We had one, we think, pretty good sized boar over there last night. Joseph glassed up that sow. Been cub in that rock face over there, and then another boar even further into that drainage. So there were 4 bears right here. So with any luck, we'll be able to pick one of those boars back up tonight and hopefully put one down.
Steve's shooting it too.
He's full of it. He's shooting it. He glassed it. He's shooting. We'll see you on the mountain. Alright, we made it back up to our, we made it to our glassing location. We're on like a spine ridge where we can see down in front of me and then get up and walk a few feet and look into the other side. We've been sitting up here for probably 30 minutes. 6:30. Still got at least 2 hours of shooting light, no problem. Maybe even 2.5 hours. But, yep, now it's just a waiting game. See if they'll pop out of these rocks. Bears seem to be able to just kind of appear right in front of you, so hopefully that's the case and we can knock one down tonight.
She was going down to the right in that brush.
Alright guys, that kind of brings tonight to an end. It's a little after 9. Picked up that sow and cub and 3 bucks, but those boars didn't show themselves, so we're headed back down. Gotta drop a couple 100 feet. Camp's already set up, so that'll be nice. Go make a meal, watch a movie, try to get up nice and early, 5 o'clock or so, hike back up here and get back behind the glass and see if we can pick one of these boars back up. Catch up with you in the morning. Alright guys, good morning. It's a little after 5 a.m. We broke down camp, got everything loaded in the packs. We're working our way up this ridge right here behind me. We get back on top, dragging the glass there for like 2 hours or so. That bear we saw last night just before dark was 2 ridges over. So we're gonna see if we can pick him back up from the ridge we were on last night. If we don't see him first thing this morning, we're gonna drop down into this first drainage, side hill over to that next ridge, and sit there and glass the rest of the day. It's our last day, so hoping we can find that bear this morning so we have plenty of time to make a play on him. If not, we'll wait him out and hopefully we can catch him just before dark again and get a shot. Fingers crossed, it's our last day, day 4. 5 bears we've seen. Pretty happy with that, honestly. This is our first time in this unit, first time in here ever. So to see 5 bears in 3 days, and hopefully we can see some more today, is pretty good in my book. So now let's just see if we can fill a tag. Alright, I keep working my way up this ridge and check back in a few. Alright guys, we're making our way across this drainage now. Heading over there. It's pretty steep through here, but we kind of sat on our glassing ridge for about an hour over there this morning. Saw a deer, no bears though. Had a cup of coffee and a couple honey stingers, and Now we're making our way across, and we'll spend the next 15 hours or so there trying to relocate that bear. Unless he's kind enough to show himself sooner than that, which would be great. That's some big country. Yeah, Oregon's definitely got some big country. You wouldn't think it, being that it's on the coast, but steep and a lot of rock faces. Alright guys, we made it over to this other ridge. Navigating that boulder field sucked. I fell a couple times, but not too bad. Now we got this beautiful view all the way around us here. See up behind me. But that bear last night right before dark was right on that slope. Oh, can you see my hand? Yeah, right on that slope. So he's still in here somewhere. And then the boar that Joseph glassed up from that ridge way over there, our first day in here, he came up over this and dropped into here somewhere. So there should be 2 bears over here, I would guess, at least.
At least.
So anyway, this is our last day. It's like 8 o'clock, I think, 7:30, something like that. We got 15 hours of daylight. I'm probably gonna sit here and glass for 2 hours or so. And when that sun gets high, we're gonna go tuck into the shade. And then we'll come back out around 5, I guess, like the bears, and glass that last 4 hours of daylight if we don't find one this morning. So fingers crossed, we can get it done.
Yeah, let's do it.
Same size as the Idaho bear, you think?
Yeah, that's a small bear. Like mom, maybe left mom just now.
So you'd pass on him?
Yeah, I don't think I would shoot him personally. He's teeny, dude. He's not gonna get no meat off of him. I mean, we know he's in here. It's not like he's gonna go anywhere.
Oh shit.
If you want to shoot him, go shoot him.
Look at him through your spotter.
Regardless. No, after seeing a close look on him, dude, he's deep. Isn't that him right there? Oh, yeah, that's him. He's not very good, dude.
Did you get him on phone scout?
Yeah.
that small, huh?
I do.
It's like a fucking normal bear to me.
Well, let's go shoot him then. I don't think you're gonna be able to see him from down there though. With all the tops of those trees.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. If he was more on this side, I would see him have a chance. But he's kind of like right in the middle. But he's not gonna go anywhere. I mean, we can get along that ridge right there. We can drop down, drop all of our gear, go up there. And you're probably gonna pick him back up tonight. He's gonna stay there. Just think about how big those bushes are. And he's right next to it one. He's a teeny bear. He's teeny, dude. He's a dink. You're literally gonna get like 10, 15 pounds of meat off that bear. Ooh. If any luck, maybe that big one will come out tonight.
Yeah.
But next year, he'll be a medium. I mean, he ain't gonna
Next year
join
he's a
me.
shooter.
Yeah. I'll give him another year to grow. One thing we learned from last year is they stay in the same drainages.
Ultimately, we decided to pass on that bear. When we first looked at him, he looked like a medium, but as we got closer and the longer we looked at him, the smaller he got. So Joseph and I both killed bears this spring in Idaho, and we had our minds made up on trying to shoot that next stage class, at least a medium. You know, some guys would say just get a bear off the mountain. You know, he's a predator, but in our opinion, he wasn't worth the hassle. We just decided let him grow, and we also learned that bears usually stay in the same area. We figured if we drew tags again, we could go back and hunt that area and probably pick that bear up in a couple of years, and he'd be pretty good size. So anyway, we decided to pass on him, and we knew that there were some bigger bears in the area, so we went and hid in the shade, and we popped back out in the evening time for the last 4 hours of daylight and glassed, hoping we'd pick up another bear. All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap on this Oregon Spring Bear mini-series for 2024. We thank you for watching these films. Again, we love making them, and we really appreciate you guys tuning in, you know, leaving thumbs up, comments, you know, all that good stuff. So just kind of wanted to sit down and go through the story real quick of what went down. So Joseph and I applied for Spring Bear in Oregon. Obviously, we both drew tags. We headed down for a 4-day hunt. It's kind of a short one, because we already spent 10 days in Idaho chasing bears earlier. So with work and kids sports and the family stuff, this one had to be a short trip. So we pretty much just picked a spot on the map, hunted a new area we've never been in before, did a short little bit of e-scouting on Go Hunt, and Joseph pretty much just threw a dart at the map, and we went into a pretty remote area. We didn't see any other hunters, which was nice. And we saw the 5 bears, which was also nice. So we didn't fill a tag, obviously, but to go into a new area and find bears on the first day, it was a win in my book, and I would definitely go back. So we drove down that night. We ended up sleeping by the fire, had some dinner, woke up the next morning. We kind of knew we were going to miss the morning hunt because we wanted to get in there pretty far. So we just slept in a little bit, had breakfast, and then we bombed in, crossed the river, went up that one side, and while I was glassing the side that we were on, Joseph glassed back across the drainage, and he picked up a sow and cub that first night. And as we were glassing that side, I ended up picking up another bear, a pretty big boar is what it looked like, way to the right of that sow and cub, and he fed to the left. And then Joseph, like at 8:15, like 30 minutes later, he picked up another bear way to the left of that sow and cub that also looked like a pretty big boar. Both of those bears we picked up, besides that sow and cub, they were cruising. I'm not sure if they were looking for feed or if they were looking for sows, but they were definitely on the move. So with us seeing that many bears on that side, we decided, screw it. In the morning, we woke up, had breakfast real quick, made some coffee, we packed up camp and we headed right back down that rock face, crossed over the river, and we went up that side onto a bench where those 4 bears were. And we ended up setting up our tent right there. And then we hiked up in there another couple hundred vertical onto a nice ridge that split 2 different drainages where we could look off to the left and we could look off to the right. And that's where those bears were. That second night, we picked up the sow and cub again, but unfortunately, we didn't see those other 2 bears. So we made our way back down the mountain, slept, woke up for day 3, made our way back up to our glassing knob. We glassed that again all freaking day. Didn't see a single thing until literally like the last 45 minutes of light. We glassed way to the left, further than the furthest bear we had seen. And we picked up that little bear that we had saw on day 4 in this video. So we went back down to the tent, slept, woke up the next morning, packed up our camp, all of our stuff. We made it back up to the knob. We figured we'd sit there for like an hour or 2, glass that first little bit of light between like 5 and 7 a.m., hoping we would relocate that bear, which we didn't, and we didn't see any other bears. So we decided to side hill through another rock face and a couple side drainages. We made it around the corner so we could look into that drainage where that small bear was and then look further up into the head of that basin, knowing that there was a bigger boar that hadn't made his way into there a few days ago. And we were there for like maybe an hour and we picked up that little bear. And the closer we looked at him, the smaller and smaller he got. We were just like, you know, he wasn't a shooter. It's pretty apparent in the video. You can tell he kind of looks like a dog. His arms are long and lanky. He was a dink. And with bears already in the freezer, there really wasn't a point in shooting that bear. You know, we just figured we'd let him grow, come back in a couple of years if we draw. Hopefully he's still in the area, which he should be, or hopefully we can pick up one of those other bears. There were several bears in that area. So we passed and we went and hid in the shade for several hours. The days were long and it was like mid 80s, just cooking. And I think it was like around 5 p.m. that night of day 4. We climbed back up out of that shade and we made our way back over to that glassing knob and we looked way up that drainage into all those other rock faces, and there was a burn. And anyway, long story short, we didn't see any other bears. So we made our way back down the ridge and hiked all the way out that night, got back to the Forerunner pretty freaking late, passed out right there on the ground by the fire again, had another beer and some dinner. And the next morning we woke up bright and early, loaded up the Forerunner and made our journey home. So that's kind of the Cliff Notes version of that hunt. Again, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. We have the giveaway going on this video as well. Same thing as part 1 of this series. All you have to do to enter is leave a comment on this video and be subscribed to the Mountain to Coast Outdoors YouTube channel. That's all you have to do. It's free. I'm going to let this go for probably 3-4 weeks, and then I'm going to enter everybody into a random name generator and hit the button and let the computer pick the winner. I will contact you via YouTube or Instagram and let you know that you won. All you'll do then is hop on my website, mountaintocoastoutdoors.com, head over to the shop, pick a hat and a sweatshirt and a t-shirt of your choice. I'll have that stuff made and sent out to you as quickly as possible. Again, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. We have a lot more hunts coming up this fall. The next one's going to be fall bear in Washington, where my daughter hopefully can get a bear. She just passed her hunter's ed course, so picked her up a rifle. I ordered a scope, get that thing put together, get her shooting, and then hopefully we can get her a bear up here in the high country. And then I have a rifle elk tag in Idaho. I have a mule deer tag in Idaho. And then I have an archery elk tag in Montana and a rifle mule deer tag in Montana. Joseph and I both drew Montana, so we're going to be doing those trips together. That'll be fun. And then we have some applications in for other states, controlled hunts in Idaho, controlled hunts here in Washington, Nevada stuff. Got a bunch of stuff out there. So fingers crossed we draw a tag. If not, we have plenty of things to go do. And good luck to you guys on your hunts. I'll catch you on the next one.